Guys, so we have an urgent breaking news coming out. Do me a favor and share this video once again. Thank you so much for your support. Putin is being urged to use nuclear against Ukraine following recent strike. Now, I did mention this last night, my live stream. Russia, they are entitled to fire some very powerful equipment, but earlier today, I think Vladimir came out and said that he's not going to be using nukes. And the reason why, there was I think five of the Doomsday plane were damaged. Just five. All right, so he's just gonna let that slide. But again, people surrounding him are saying, "Hey, you need to send a message. You need to send a message. Let's send a strong message to those NATO out there." So I don't think Vlad is going to drop a nuke over five Doomsday plane. Again, I don't see that happening. Even though they're calling it the Pearl Harbor 2.0. All right, so we're gonna see what's going on in this one here. This is a very important breaking news updates. Do me a favor. If this is your first time, hit that notification bell, hit that subscribe. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, we do have the PayPal link and the Cash App link in the comments box and also description box. Thank you so much for your support. Guys, I just mentioned this over my main channel, Grand Supreme News, but I just want to bring it, bring you guys an update here on this channel. Last night, actually early this morning, I had to take my wife to the hospital. It was around 4 o'clock in the morning. She was having difficult time breathing, and her lower back, her chest, lower stomach, everything was just, it was just hurting her. So, I had to take her to the hospital. I had to, help her get in the truck, and it was very, very, very scary situation. They checked her heart. It wasn't a heart attack. She's doing great, and they did the testing. They did everything, the blood work and everything, and she needs to, make a doctor's appointment. I would keep you guys updated. I don't want to say too much. But again, if you can, please pray for her. My wife, Jessica, you guys already know her. And again, please pray for her. And right now, she's doing great. She's homeschooling the young ones. All right. She again, we got home around 8 o'clock in the morning. I went to sleep. I woke up like around 11. And yeah, so if you can, please pray for her. She's doing great. And doctor said there's nothing to be concerned about. The heart is fine. Everything is fine. She was in a really bad car accident. Her lower back is just, not that great. And, she does have a history with other issues. But again, please send prayers to my wife, Jessica Santiago. Thank you so much again for the prayers. All right, let's see what's going on here. Tensions between the bear and crane have reached a boiling point following a devastating Ukrainian strike on the bear territory, which some of the bear officials and commentators have likened to the infamous Pearl Harbor assault of 1941. They call it the Pearl Harbor 2.0. The strike, which targeted critical military infrastructure, has ignited fury across the Bear political and social spheres, with hardline voices calling for drastic retaliation, including the use of nuclear. Come on, guys. Put the nukes down. Again, here's the thing, guys. Materialistic stuff. They got hit, all right? And it was only 5 that were damaged. Now, if they were military soldiers out there, it would have been a different story. But nobody was impacted. All right. Now, when it comes to that train, the bridge that fell, and the train and all that, they're still investigating. Which, by the way, I just posted a video. They found a C4 device. That is a U.S. made stuff. They found it near the bridge in the Bear Country. So if you guys want to check out the video, the link will be in the comments box. The title to that video, They found something. All right, that's the title. The strike, reportedly carried out by Ukrainian forces using advanced drone and missile technology, struck a key Russian military bases in the early hours of Sunday. All right. So these Ukrainians, they have some very powerful equipment. I wonder who gave it to them. Wow. They have some very powerful stuff. Who's the person that gave them all those equipments? So it says here, while the casual, figures remain unconfirmed, the assault caused significant damage to strategic assets, prompting outrage among the Bear citizens and officials. So you have the citizens out there, they are not pleased. They are not pleased about this. Now just imagine this. San Diego base getting hit by drones. What would Donald do? Would Donald retaliate? Big time. This is why Donald has not said anything. And I mentioned this in my other video. I just noticed that Donald has not been saying anything. You know how he's been calling Vladimir crazy, or he's playing with fire. Ever since that message he put out, he's been very quiet. He kind of distanced himself from all the stuff that's going on, these operations. So yeah, I'm seeing something here. So pay attention to Donald. He's distancing himself from all this, which I believe is a good thing. You don't want to get involved in all this. It says here, wow, okay, we already read that part. Prominent of the Bear nationalist and some Kremlin insider have urged Vladimir to consider extreme measures, including the deployment of tactical nuclear to deter further Ukrainian aggression. This is a direct challenge to the Bear sovereignty, said a senior commentator on a state television. The time for restraint is over. We must respond with overwhelming force to protect our nations. Here's the thing. Look, it's not like it's catastrophic. It's not like 2011 New York City. It's nothing like that. I can understand, the train and stuff like that, but is it worth doing it over WW3, which, by the way, no one will win that war. All right, so it says here, however, Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry refrained from endorsing nuclear escalation, stating that the Bear will respond proportionally to any threat to its security. Now, Vladimir has not publicly commented on the calls for nuclear action, but analysts suggest he faces mounting pressure from hawkish factions within his gov. The international community has reacted with alarm. NATO Secretary General Jens condemned the escalation, urging both sides to exercise restraint. Any use of nuclear will have catastrophic consequences, he said during a press briefing. The UN has called for an emergency session to address the crisis. So, they're urging not to use nukes. Give me a second here, guys. Give me 1 second. I have to pause some of these videos here. Alright, give me a second here. I'm almost done. Okay, so Vladimir urged to use nuclear. Something that we don't want to see stuff like that. We don't. Alright, just because you have one dude, a crazy dude that keep extending martial law, we shouldn't be buying his again, he wants it. Zelensky wants Vladimir to fire nukes. The Bear Papers and military bloggers are mulling an extreme response after Ukraine launched strike on Moscow air bases. So there were 40 planes, all right? So it says here, I want to read this part really quick. So the coordinated strike that were over a year in the planning wiped out some 40 planes. Again, they keep saying 40 planes were wiped out. That's them assuming. But today Russia came out and said it wasn't 40 they took out. It was only 5 that were taken out. But according to Crane, they're saying it was 40. But they are investigating. Russia's the one that's out there. They're saying we got all the planes right here. Only 5 were damaged. There's a possibility we'll be able to repair it. But 40 were not taken out. 40 planes were not taken out. All right, so it says here at bases located as far as the Arctic and Siberia, the strike represents a stunning intelligence failure and have sparked a vicious backlash in the Kremlin as a furious Vladimir is said to be looking to punish those responsible for the disaster. Well, of course he's furious. Any leader will be furious. Any leader will be furious. Vladimir Osekin, a renowned Kremlin critic, with strong contact inside the Bear country's security services, claimed that the Bear leader Vladimir was on the warpath. One thing I tell you about Vladimir, he knows how to control. He knows how to deal with the situation. Because if it was another person, a person that is not slow to anger, if it was another person, let's say Dmitry, it would have been a whole different ballgame. This is why the Bible says that when it comes to leadership, you must be slow to anger. Again, if you have a little anger problem, you should not be running a country. Boy, oh boy, because you shouldn't. And if you have anger, you need to find a way to deal with that issue. Help. Very important to. I recommend people to go to like a Baptist church, and there's always help when it comes to those that's anger, or those who are committed adultery or stuff like that. The church is here to help. But again, the Bible said when it comes to leadership, again, you must be slow to anger, meaning you don't let anger control you. You control anger, and that's a good thing about Vladimir. That's a good thing about Trump and Vladimir. Trump has proven that he's slow to anger. He don't let nothing piss him off. I mean, you never seen Donald flipping table and screaming and stuff like that. Even though he got all these medias going after him and all these Looney Tunes and they cuffed him and everything, Donald knows how to control his anger. Vladimir knows how to control his anger. All right, so it says here, Vladimir is reported to be holding meeting with the general staff, FSB and FSO, to determine which high-ranking officer in the FSB counterintelligence will walk the plank for the spectacular failure. Excuse me, guys. I'm still a little tired. All right. When I ended the live stream, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I kind of stayed up. I should have went to bed, but I did stay up a little bit, and I went to sleep. And 30 minutes later, my wife is like, "I can't breathe. I need to go to the hospital." So that woke me up. That it kind of scared me. It says here the list of the guilty will be drafted starting Monday, according to the FSB informants. Meanwhile, Sky News Moscow reporter Evo says some sections of the media are openly discussing whether Putin should retaliate with a nuclear strike. Some argue that the country's updated nuclear doctrine allows for such a response because this was a strike on the bare nuclear capable bombers. I gotta say this. I'm glad that Vladimir did not buy into this. Yes, stuff were destroyed. Yes, there were innocent that were out and the train stuff and all that. But I'm glad that not Donald, I'm glad that Vladimir knows how to deal with the situation and not fall into the trap of these Looney Tunes. The humiliating setback has infuriated the Bear Pro war bloggers who took to the platform to strike the Kremlin and Vladimir over what they see as Gov ineptitude and even collusion with Crane. Okay, so we got some very, very bad words here. I'm gonna have to skip the rest of this. They show their strength. Okay, so there's a lot of bad words here, guys. These people are just, they're not pleased. They're angry. But yeah, you guys get the picture here. They want Vladimir to fire nukes. Vladimir's like, it ain't gonna happen. We lost a couple of planes. That's all. We lost a couple of birds. That's all. We're not going to, we're not going to go WWE3 style over that. Give me a second here, guys. Give me 1 second. I want to see if I can find something else here. Yeah. Yeah, it seems like this is all the information here, guys. Alright, so I will keep you updated with this news. Vlad is, again, he got all these people just telling him, do it, Vlad. Drop a nuke. Vlad's like, nah. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. We're just going to just brush it off our shoulder and keep going with this ceasefire stuff. And that's what we truly need. And the Western, like you have Senator Graham. He's another dude. I'm so happy that happened to him. I'm so happy it happened to that land. What's so good about all this? Why are people so happy about this? Biblical war is brutal. There's nothing to be celebrating of this biblical war stuff between these two countries. We want these two countries to come together and again just in peace. But there's a bunch of wall hawks, and there's a bunch of them in the sleeping giant political arena. Thank you so much for watching. Please share the video. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida 34691. Once again, guys, $5 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream once a week. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Put faith and trust in Jesus Christ, for He's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.